Bright night owls, if you're still awake at this hour, you're either working, wandering, or wondering why you're still up. And whatever the reason, Brightside Bodega has your back and your snacks. Brightside is the only place in Tampa Bay where you can walk in at 2 a.m. and walk out with a flashlight, a frozen burrito, a rubber duck wearing sunglasses, and a phone charger that may or may not be sentient. We don't ask questions. We just hand you the goods. Need caffeine? We've got coffee strong enough to make your ancestors sit up. Need comfort? Protectable cappies, etc. You're enforced of use Ted Juicy's the next 5. Ace Enjoy, Brightside Bodega, open world when whenever you suddenly remember you forgot batteries. Snacks are that one oddly specific item you can't find anywhere else. Brightside Bodega, if you need it, we probably have it. If we don't, we'll pretend we do until you feel better.
When the world feels different, you notice. The air shifts. The nights stretch longer than they should, and familiar places don't feel quite as familiar anymore. That's why HoloLine Outfitters exists. Not for comfort, for certainty. For the gear you reach for when the roads get unpredictable and the shadows move in ways you don't like. Jackets reinforced where it matters. Gloves built for grip, not style. Bags that stay silent when you run. Lights that don't flicker. Tools that don't fail. And masks designed for whatever's in the air these days. You don't need fear. You need readiness. You need to know that when the night leans in, you can lean right back and keep going. HoloLine Outfitters, because some evenings call for more than ordinary gear.
All right, we're back. You're listening to 103.7 The Pulse, Tampa Bay's Lady Night Heartbeat, and I'm your host, Miles on the mic, keeping you company on this Tuesday night at 10 p.m. sharp. Hope you enjoyed that little block of ads and ambient noise from the universe. I swear, every time we go to break, something weird happens. And tonight? Yeah, tonight's no exception. So, look, I'm not trying to stir anything up, but during the break, I did what every responsible adult does when they have 60 seconds of free time. I checked my phone, and I'm scrolling, right? Just minding my business, seeing who's posting their dinner, who's arguing about sports, who's pretending their life is more glamorous than it is the usual. And then I see it. A post, actually. A bunch of posts all saying the same thing. 911 isn't working. Now, before anybody freaks out, let me just say, I don't know if that's true. I don't know if it's a glitch, a rumor, a prank, or someone's idea of a late night joke. But it was enough to make me sit up a little straighter. And apparently I wasn't the only one, because my producer Jen saw it at the exact same moment. She's in the other room right now trying to call the non-emergency line, the sheriff's office, the fire department, anybody who can confirm whether this is real or just the internet doing what the internet does best, which is to say, panic recreationally. But I'll be honest with you, it's strange. Really strange. You don't expect to see something like that pop up between a cat video and someone's motivational quote about drinking more water. And the timing of it, Tuesday night, 10 p.m., nothing special going on, no storms, no big events, no reason for the system to be down. It just feels off. And I know. Some of you are probably rolling your eyes right now. Miles, it's probably nothing. Miles, you're overreacting. And hey, maybe I am. Maybe in 5 minutes, Jen will come back in here and tell me everything's fine, that the lines are up, that someone's cousin's roommate's barber made a joke and it spiraled. That would be great. I would love that. I would love to be wrong. But until then, I'm sitting here with this weird little knot in my stomach. Not fear, exactly, more like curiosity mixed with that feeling you get when the power flickers for a second and you're waiting to see if it's coming back on. That half second of suspended breath, that's what this feels like. And you know, it's funny, we talk all the time on this show about how connected we are. Phones, apps, alerts, notifications, all these little digital lifelines buzzing in our pockets. But the second one of the big ones hiccups, even just a rumor of it, suddenly the whole world feels a little less solid. Like the ground shifts a millimeter and you're the only one who noticed. I'm watching the text line right now, and some of you are already chiming in. I see you, Clearwater. I see you, Street Pete. Some of you are saying you tried calling 911 just to test it, which, by the way, please don't do unless you actually need help. But a few of you are saying the call didn't go through. Others say it rang normally. So who knows? Maybe it's only certain carriers. Maybe it's a routing issue. Maybe it's nothing at all. Jen's still on the phone in there. I can see her through the glass, pacing like she does when she's trying to get someone to pick up. She's got that look, the I'm trying to stay calm, but this is annoying look. If you've ever worked in radio, you know that look. It's the same one we get when the weather radar freezes, or the traffic feed goes down, or the computer decides to update in the middle of a live show. But this is different. This is the kind of thing that makes you realize how much we rely on systems we never think about. Systems that are supposed to just work. Systems we assume will always be there when we need them. And maybe they are. Maybe this is nothing. Maybe in a few minutes we'll laugh about it, play a song, move on with our night. But until we know for sure, I'm here with you. We're riding this out together, Tampa Bay. That's what Lady Night Radio is for keeping each other company when the world gets a little weird. So stay tuned. Don't go anywhere. Jen's gonna give me an update as soon as she gets one, and I'll pass it along the second I hear it. In the meantime, take a breath, keep your lights on, and remember, the night is long, but we're in it together. You're listening to 103.7 The Pulse, and I'm Miles. Let's keep the lines open, the music warm, and the conversation honest. More in a moment.
Sirens stitch the skyline shut, concrete breathing in the dark. Footsteps echo down the avenues, dragging shadows through the park. Something's moving under streetlights, something's learning how to crawl, and every window's watching quietly as the city starts to fall. We keep our voices low, we keep our pulses slow. Don't look back, they follow sound like ghosts. 807 when the world went still, when the heartbeat of the city lost its will, and the hungry in the alleys learned to rise with their empty hands and hollow eyes. We're running through a dream that's come undone. New York fell before the setting sun. Billboards flicker like a dying pulse, subway doors won't close again. There's a rhythm in the pavement, cracks like knuckles tapping from within. We move quiet through the ruins, past the stains of yesterday. Every breath feels borrowed now, every street a place to pray. We keep our voices low, we keep our pulses slow. Don't look back, they follow sound like ghosts. 807 when the world went still, when the heartbeat of the city lost its will, and the hungry in the alleys learned to rise with their empty hands and hollow eyes. We're running through a dream that's come undone. New York fell before the setting sun. There were warnings in the static, in the whispers on the air, but we laughed it off as madness till the streets were stripped bare. Now the moon hangs like a witness to the things we can't unsee, to the hands that reach for anything still warm enough to be. 807 when the clocks all froze, when the city lost the rhythm that it chose, and the restless in the shadows learned to roam, calling every beating heart their home. We're running from a night that never once New York fell, and so did all our friends.
All right, Tampa Bay. We're still rolling here on 103.7 The Pulse. And I'm still your slightly frazzled but always faithful host, Miles on the mic. Jen hasn't come back with any updates yet, so while she's wrestling with phone lines that may or may not be cooperating, let's shift gears a little. It is Tuesday night, it is 10-something, and the city is doing what it always does at this hour. Humming, glowing, pretending it's quieter than it really is. And maybe they are. Maybe this is nothing. Maybe in a few minutes we'll laugh about it, play a song, move on with our night. But until we know for sure, I'm here with you. We're riding this out together, Tampa Bay. That's what late night radio is for, keeping each other company when the world gets a little weird. So stay tuned, don't go anywhere. Jen's going to give me an update as soon as she gets one, and I'll pass it along the second I hear it. In the meantime, take a breath, keep your lights on, and remember, the night is long, but we're in it together. You're listening to 103.7 The Pulse, and I'm Miles. Let's keep the lines open, the music warm, and the conversation honest. More in a moment. If you're just tuning in, welcome back to the night shift. I know a lot of you are driving home from late shifts, or maybe heading into them. Some of you are out walking the dog, some of you are sitting on your porch with a drink, and some of you are lying in bed staring at the ceiling, because sleep is a myth. Wherever you are, I'm glad you're here. Now, before the break, we were talking about that weird rumor floating around online about emergency lines maybe being down. Still unconfirmed, still hoping it's nothing, still waiting on Jen to get someone official on the phone. But while we wait, let's talk about what's happening around the Bay tonight, because there's actually a lot going on. For starters, if you're anywhere near Ybor, you already know the Tuesday night market is in full swing. I'm seeing pictures of food stalls, neon lights, and at least 3 different people selling candles that look like famous celebrities. I don't know why that's a trend, but apparently it is. And hey, if you're out there, grab something warm, stay in the well-lit areas, and enjoy the night. It's a beautiful one. Clear sky, cool breeze, stars actually visible for once. Nights like this make this city feel bigger than it is. Over in St. Pete, the waterfront crowd is doing its usual thing. I'm seeing posts about a drum circle that apparently started as 4 people and has now grown into something resembling a small festival. If you're part of that, keep the rhythm going. The world needs more rhythm. And if you're listening from Clearwater Beach, I'm jealous. I bet the water looks like black glass right now, and the lights from the hotels are shimmering across it like someone spilled glitter on the ocean. And hey, if you're working tonight, nurses, bartenders, security guards, delivery drivers, janitors, cooks, EMTers, even if the lines are acting weird, you are the backbone of this city. You keep things moving while the rest of us pretend the night is just for relaxing. So if you're listening from a break room or a loading dock or the front seat of your car, I see you, I appreciate you. Now, I know some of you are messaging the station asking if we're going to talk about the meteor shower that's supposed to peak later tonight. Yes, absolutely. If the clouds stay thin, we should get a pretty good view around midnight. Nothing dramatic, nothing end of the world-ish, just a nice little cosmic light show. If you're somewhere dark, take a look. If you're somewhere bright, well, squint and hope for the best. Speaking of bright, the downtown skyline looks incredible tonight. I drove in earlier and the whole place was glowing like it knew it had an audience. There's something comforting about that. The way a city can look alive even when most people are asleep. It's like it's keeping watch for us. Or maybe I'm just getting sentimental in my old age. Hold on a second. My phone just buzzed. And, okay, that's weird. That's really weird. I just got one of those mass text alerts, the kind that usually warn you about storms or missing persons. But this one says, and I'm reading it exactly as it appears, the 911 emergency system is currently experiencing a statewide outage. Please contact local authorities through alternative numbers if available. All right, okay, that's something. That's not a rumor anymore. That's not a tweet from someone's cousin. That's an official alert. And I don't know about you, Tampa Bay, but that sends a little chill down my spine. Not panic, just that feeling you get when the power flickers and doesn't immediately come back on. Jen just looked at me through the glass. She got it too. She's on the phone again, trying to figure out what alternative numbers even means at this hour. I'm guessing the sheriff's office and fire stations are going to be slammed with calls. If you're listening and you work in one of those places, I hope you're hanging in there. Now, look, I'm not here to scare anybody. That's not what we do on The Pulse. We keep people company. We keep people calm. And right now, calm is good. Calm is smart. The city is still here. The lights are still on. The roads are still moving. The night is still the night. But, yeah, this is unusual. And unusual things have a way of making the world feel a little tilted.
Low drones, distant drums, tension building.
The streets split open under iron skies. Smoke crawling up like a serpent to rise. I walk through the ruin with the dead at my heels. Every scream in the distance, now the truth it reveals. The towers crumble like they're made of bone. The world devours itself, stone by stone. Chaos calls my name through the fire and dust. A whisper cut from hunger, a promise I trust. I push through the wreckage as the night turns red. Ash falling like confetti for the newly dead. The ground shakes wild with a feral roar, like something ancient waking underneath the floor. I climb the shattered stairways higher and higher, chasing the breath of the wind above the fire. Every step feels stolen from a dying land, but the flames below still reach for my hand. The world is breaking open, and I'm still standing tall. The sky is turning crimson. I rise above it all. I'm high above the asphalt, watching kingdoms turn to coal. The fire paints the skyline like it's burning through my soul. The world below is screaming, but I won't hear its call. I'm standing on the edge of night, watching it all fall. Watching it all fall. The wind cuts sharp as I reach the peak. The world below collapsing, growing weak. The flames dance wild like a ritual feast, feeding on the bones of the fallen beast. I stare down at the chaos with a steady gaze, a witness to the end of the final days. The smoke curls that keeps on reaching. I rise above it all. I'm high above the asphalt, watching kingdoms turn to coal. The fire paints the skyline like it's burning through my soul. The world below is screaming, but I won't hear its call. I'm standing on the edge of night, watching it all fall. Watching it all fall.
The sky is bleeding embers. The ground forgets its name. I watch the world unravel and feel the shifting flame.
I'm high above the asphalt where the dying shadows crawl. The fire crowns the horizon like the ending of it all. The world below is breaking, but I won't break it all. I'm standing on the edge of night, watching it all fall. Watching it all fall. And as the silence settles, the hunger starts to take me.
All right, Tampa Bay, we're back. You're tuned into 103.7 The Pulse. And this is Miles on the mic, trying to make sense of a night that's getting stranger by the minute. During that commercial break, my phone lit up like a Christmas tree. And I'm not talking about memes or sports scores. I'm talking about posts, a lot of them all saying the same kind of thing. People are reporting incidents, odd ones, unsettling ones. Now, I want to be clear, these are social media posts, nothing official, nothing confirmed. But the volume of them is, well, it's enough to make you sit up a little straighter. One post that caught my eye, a group of friends down near the waterfront saying they were approached by a man who seemed to be living rough. They said he came at them suddenly. No warning, no conversation, just this burst of chaotic energy. They managed to get away, but the way they described it, it didn't sound like your usual late night confrontation. It sounded confused, desperate. Like the guy wasn't fully aware of what he was doing. Another post, and this one made me stop scrolling, was from someone sitting in a hospital waiting room. He said his friend had been grabbed by someone earlier in the evening. Not a mugging, not a fight, just grabbed. He posted a picture of his friend's arm. And I'll spare you the details, but let's just say it didn't look like something you'd want to see before bed. I'm looking at it right now, and I'm not sure if I'm more disturbed or fascinated. There's something about it that just doesn't look right. And again, all unconfirmed, but it's out there. And then there's this one, two girls walking home from a movie over in Seminole Heights. They said a man started following them, not talking, not yelling, just trailing them. They crossed the street to get away, and he crossed too. They sped up, he sped up, and then, according to their post, he stepped into the road without looking, and a car hit him hard. They said he got back up, not quickly, not dramatically, just slowly. Like he didn't fully register what happened. The driver called for help, but with the emergency lines acting strange tonight, who knows how long that took. Now, look, I'm not here to spread fear. I'm not here to say these stories are connected or even true. Social media can turn a spark into a wildfire in minutes. But when you see this many posts, this close teeth, all right, Tampa Bay, we're back on 103.7 The Pulse. And this is Miles on the mic trying to keep the night steady while the world insists on getting weirder. Jen's still working the phones, still trying to get someone official to say something official. And I'm here doing what I do best, talking into a microphone and hoping someone out there is listening. And speaking of listening, my phone just buzzed again. Let's see. Oh, it's my wife. She says she's ordering pizza because of course she is, and she wants to know what I want on it. And since I'm apparently incapable of answering a text like a normal human being, I'm just going to say it on air, sweetheart, if you're listening, pepperoni and mushrooms. And if they have that garlic crust tonight, go for it. Live a little. It's Tuesday, right? Now that the important business is handled, let's fill a little time while Jen tries to get anyone to pick up a phone out there. And what better way to fill time than with the thing every radio host secretly keeps in their back pocket: terrible dad jokes. Here we go. Brace yourselves. Why did the Scarecrow win an award? Because he was outstanding in his field. Yeah, I know. You can groan, it's fine. Here's another. Why don't skeletons fight each other? Because they don't have the guts. Classic. Timeless. Terrible. All right, one more. What do you call fake spaghetti? An impasta. I'll be here all night, folks. Unfortunately for all of us. Hold on. Jen's waving at me. That's never a good sign. She's pointing at her screen. Okay, give me a second. All right, Tampa Bay. I'm pulling up my feet again, and wow. Okay, things are lighting up out there. I'm seeing post after post about sirens. Not just one neighborhood, all over the city. People saying they're hearing more emergency vehicles than usual for a Tuesday night. Some folks are saying they've seen convoys heading toward the hospitals. And speaking of hospitals, I'm seeing a lot of posts about waiting rooms filling up. Not overflowing, not chaos, nothing like that. Just busier than they should be. People coming in with confusion, disorientation, odd behavior. A few folks saying they saw someone being brought in who looked like they didn't even know where they were. Again, nothing official, nothing confirmed. But the volume of these posts is something. Jen's on the phone again. She's got that look. The one that says she's hearing things she doesn't like. I wish I could tell you more, but right now, all we've got is what you've got. A whole lot of noise and not a lot of clarity. And did it? Jen, are we back? Are we actually back on? Okay. Good. All right, Tampa Bay, if you can hear me, this is Miles on the mic on 103.7 The Pulse. And yes, we are mostly alive in here. The power cut out on us mid-sentence, which, is exactly what you want during a night like this. But the building's backup generators finally kicked in a little late, courtesy of our maintenance team, left foot and right foot, who I'm convinced are just two raccoons in a trench coat. But hey, the lights are on, the board is humming, and we're back with you. Now, while everything was dark in here, I did what any responsible broadcaster would do. I checked social media, and Yeah, it's not just us. Looks like a big chunk of the city lost power. I'm seeing posts from Seminole Heights, Weebor, Clearwater, even parts of St. Pete. People saying their lights flickered, went out, came back, or never came back at all. And the sirens. I'm seeing a lot of people talking about sirens. More than usual, more than comfortable. Hold on. My phone's buzzing again. It's my wife. I'm gonna take this, folks, because if I don't, she'll assume I've been eaten by the soundboard. You'll only hear my side, but hang on. Hey, I'm here. Yeah, I'm okay. We're back on the air. The power cut out here too. Backup kicked in late, but it kicked in. Are you all right? Yeah, I can hear them. That's a lot of sirens. Are they close to you or just passing by? Okay, just passing. That's good. That's fine. Deep breath, all right. You're safe. You're home. Doors locked. Good. It's probably just the outage messing with everything. Nights like this, the city gets jumpy. You know how it is? No, I'm not going anywhere. I'm staying right here in the booth. Jen's here too. We're fine. Promise. Hey, did you order the pizza? You did. Good. What did you get? Pepperoni and mushrooms. Perfect. You're a saint. If the world ends tonight, at least I'll go out knowing my last meal was exactly what I wanted. No, don't worry about the delivery guy. They're used to driving through chaos. Tuesday nights are basically their Olympics. Hey, listen to me. You're okay. The lights will come back. And even if they don't, you've got candles, you've got the flashlight in the drawer, and you've got the world's bravest cat who will absolutely abandon you at the first sign of trouble. I know it's scary, but you're not alone. I'm right here. I'm not going anywhere. Yeah, I love you too. I'll call you as soon as I'm off air. Promise. All right, I've got to get back to it. Stay safe. I love you, click. All right, Tampa Bay, let's take a breath together. We're still here. The lights are mostly on. And we're going to keep talking through this night, whatever it decides to become. You're listening to 103.7 The Pulse. I'm Miles, and we're staying right here with you. All right, Tampa Bay, we're back on 103.7 The Pulse. And this is Miles on the mic checking in after that break. Still no full power in the building. We're running on the world's most reluctant backup generator. And from what I'm seeing online, a lot of the city's still dark. But things seem to have calmed down a little. Fewer sirens, fewer frantic posts, more people just waiting. Jen, what's that? Okay, hang on, folks. Jen's waving at me again. That's either very good or very bad. Wait, are you serious? That's confirmed. All right, okay. Give me the details. Tampa Bay, we've got something new coming in. According to multiple reports, and this time from actual local authorities, not just social media, a body has been found downtown. And before anyone panics, let me say this clearly. Details are limited, and nothing is fully verified yet. But the early word is that the person appears to have been attacked in a very severe way. Authorities are using phrases like extreme trauma and possible predation. That's the wording they're using. Radio-friendly translation, it looks like someone may have been harmed in a way that doesn't fit the usual patterns. And I'm being told a citywide alert is about to go out, so we're going to cut to that now. Stay with us.
This is a special report from the Tampa Bay Emergency Information Network. Local authorities have responded to an incident near the downtown waterfront where an individual was discovered with significant injuries consistent with an assault. Officials are urging residents to remain calm as the investigation continues. At this time, there is no confirmed threat to the public. We now go live to our field correspondent, Rachel Torres, who is on the scene.
Thanks. I'm standing several blocks from the cordoned-off area where investigators are working under portable lights due to the ongoing power issues. Officials are not releasing specifics, but they have confirmed that the victim's injuries are unusual and that they are treating this as an isolated event. Police presence is heavy, and they're asking residents nearby to stay indoors while they complete their assessment. Again, no indication of a wider danger at this time. Back to you.
All right, that was something. I'll be honest with you, Tampa Bay. I've been doing this job a long time, and I don't think I've ever heard a report phrased quite like that. Unusual injuries. Possible predation? That's the kind of language that makes your stomach twist. But they're calling it a one-off, a single event. And from what I'm seeing online, the power is slowly coming back in pockets across the city. Streetlights flickering on, neighborhoods lighting up again, things inching back toward normal. We're gonna stay with you through all of it. All right, Tampa Bay, it's now just past 11. And this is Miles on the mic, still holding down the fort on 103.7 The Pulse. Power is returning to most of the city. The sirens have quieted down, and things seem to be settling. But given everything that's happened tonight, the outage, the emergency alert, the strange reports, I'm going to say this plainly, reports. I'm going to say this plainly. If you're home, stay home. Lock the door, keep the lights on, and ride out the rest of the night with us. If you are out, be smart. Stick to well-lit areas, stay aware of your surroundings, and maybe save the late-night strolls for another evening. We're not here to scare you, just to keep you safe and informed. All right, deep breath, Tampa Bay. We're going to take a quick commercial break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.